Good afternoon and welcome back to Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. And we are continuing our journey with Dynamics 365 Human Resource module. So you have seen quite a few videos already now, and we're started talking about the processes, and I'm talking about some of the functionalities that are available in the system for you to continue your learning on the HR module. In my previous video, we talked about the termination process, which is obviously very crucial. And today we're going to talk about the worker action history. So I did mention in my video that we're going to talk about the change worker employment type. To be honest, this is not very relevant. I haven't used it, and I don't think that you would ever need to use this functionality, just because it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make really much sense on the reason why you would need to use this. For instance, I have this employee who's enrolled into the payroll, you could say, for USMF. So USMF legal entity is paying this employee. And when I click on change worker employment type, I simply have a new employment start date type. So if I enter this today, it looks like that it triggers an action, but I can't change the company. I'm already part of this company as it is. So why do I need to change a new employment start date for this company? So that's something that I've never proposed, never actually, investigated on what the use of this functionality is from Dynamics perspective. So I don't see a reason why would I need to ever do that when I already have an employee who's already enrolled in USMF. It would have made sense to have this company name changed, for instance, if I wanted to transfer over that company. But that's a different scenario. If you want to hire somebody to transfer to one legal entity to another, you need to terminate the employment in this legal entity and then hire them in the other legal entity. And that's how you do a transfer between one legal entity to another. But this has no relevance whatsoever to that scenario, unfortunately. So that's why I say that no need to dig deeper into the change worker employment type. Feel free to go through Microsoft documentations to see what they have available out there in terms of the functionality. But from a business case scenario, I don't see a reason why we could use this. Anyway, let's move on to worker action history, something that's more relevant to us in this video. So I do have an employee that I want to show you and then I want to work with. And I mentioned to you that worker action history basically allows you to go through different actions that took place along the employment of that employee. So if I were to search for this employee that I'm interested in, Michelle, and if I click on worker action history, you could see that Michelle was hired at one point and she was transferred at some point. And they were both, these both actions are relevant and they get logged basically. So if I were to click on the action number 38, you've seen this form quite a bit. In this case, it's a hire action button. We haven't actually talked about hire, I believe. But, the termination is also the same. Change in position is also the same. You could see the compensation hasn't been assigned, but that form, in this form, we've seen this fast tab, we've seen this fast tab. So in this, you could really go through the audit. Who initiated it, who approved it. So all of that information is captured here. And that's basically what worker action history talks about. The more actions you take against this employee, the more logs you will see, and then you're going to continue to see them along this form. So that was a quick video. I wanted to simply talk about worker action history. I think now you have an understanding on how you can select an employee and see what their tasks and what changes were done across their employment as they were employed into a specific legal entity. So just very much like an audit trail, just to keep track of everything. So with that, I'll leave you once again, and we're going to start talking about the employment history tab. So worker details is going to be our next topic, and I will see you there.